Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 651. Today is April 22nd, 2026. I am one of your hosts, Kyle.
I'm another one of your hosts, Dustin.
I'm Cowtown Tony.
I'm another one of your hosts, Kelly.
Kelly with a delay, and I'm Random Dave. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it works.
Hello.
Kelly, why don't you start us off with what you did in guns?
Yeah.
Why don't we go with someone else? Because mine usually delays after I start up my
Okay.
computer.
It's already doing that. It's great.
So,
All right.
talk to you.
Dustin.
Oh, of course you'd start with me. Well, as I have not been on in a few weeks, I have had a few instances of doing stuff with guns, if you can believe it. I actually had an opportunity to give away my copy of Targeted, that the first copy that I bought from Noah. I actually ordered 2 more of those that I have since also received, which is why I didn't feel bad giving it away. It's a very good book. If you guys haven't read it yet or haven't gotten it, go pick up a copy. It will give you at least like a +1 to the gun debate for Canada for sure. I was having a spirited debate with a friend of mine, and I was like, you know what? I got a problem. I got a way to solve this problem, and I gave them a book. They were open to reading it, and it sparked some interesting conversations since then. Maybe I'll get it back, or maybe they'll give it to somebody else. I don't know. But I thought that was cool and fun, and I'm sure, maybe that information will slowly make its way where it needs to. I did get to play with some more machine guns, which is, always fun. We've had last few weeks on set. We've had a lot of gunplay, kind of on and off. It's why I haven't been on. It's been a lot of Wednesdays where I'm either transitioning guns from one unit to another. So yeah, on bigger productions, we will actually film more than one, crew working at a time. So you'll have like the main unit, and then you'll have a second unit, which is usually batting cleanup for stuff that you shot the day before. And we had this big, like, multi-week sequence. And then it was like, okay, transfer guns to main unit. At the end of the day, pick those guns up and transfer them to second unit. At the end of that day, pick them up, bring them back to the lockup, and then transfer them to main unit again the next day. Which is, puts a real dent in anything that even looks like a life. But in with that, I did get to play around with some machine guns. I got to practice some more AK reloads, flipping the mag out with another mag and then getting it in. I'm still terrible at that, but it's fun to do. I have had some more back and forth with. Oh, I discovered that my MLA, even though I did all the research, was very certain that my MLA was my MLA. I am 4 blocks outside of that MLA's area of coverage, which we discovered together. She is still happily willing to help me organize this whole bit for trying to get some relief the gun ban for British Columbians. As everybody knows, BC's embroiled in all kinds of political scandal right now, and I think that the NDP is willing to grasp at any straw at all, such that they're actually willing to talk to me. So not only is the MLA that I thought was my MLA going to help, but she actually introduced me to my actual MLA, who is a nut bar. Yep. Yeah. So I was glad I had the other interaction first. But still somehow open to helping in some conceivable manner. We'll see how that goes. I don't really need your
MLA.
Oh, I didn't write that down right now. I'm blanking on it, which is funny because I know the other one. Janet Rutledge is the other one, and this one I'm poofing right now.
Just nut bar. MLA.
Yeah, nut bar. Just end there. That way nobody knows exactly where I live.
Yes. It's NDP, so yeah.
It's NDP. Well, it's lower mainland of British Columbia. It's all NDP here. So that's a cool sort of slowly progressing thing. I need a little bit more information, and then I can finally reach out to Tracy and get some help there. I don't remember if I talked about, I printed some pistol stands, which are pretty cool. And then, I not only did I get to go to the range, which was fun. I bought myself a case of ammunition and I burned through it. Boy, howdy, did I! Which was a good time. I went with a buddy of mine, and yeah, we just planked. I realized it had been a long time since I had just shot a gun for not employment reasons, which seemed silly. And I'm trying to tighten up my handgun game a little bit. I really, really want to shoot at least a couple of matches this summer. I'm going to try really, really hard. We've got, there's a couple of points in the schedule that if they line up with some competitions, I'm going to do them. Which leads to another thing that I did. I bought some new dummy rounds, a whole bunch more dummy rounds, because I wanted to practice my quad loads. As everybody knows, he who reloads the shotgun fastest wins, as long as he shoots that shotgun well. And I shoot a shotgun pretty well. So my quad loads leave something to be desired in that I haven't done it in a while. So anyways, I bought these pack of 12 dummy rounds off of Amazon. They look like slugs, but they're orange. They had little like silver slugs in them, pretty well weighted, but they were really, really slippery. I have prop guy hands, so even though I do stuff, usually when I'm handling things, I'm either wearing gloves or if I'm like working on a thing, and I don't tend to pick stuff up with like a lot of strength, just because if you pick stuff up that needs to be handled gently, you can damage it. And because I wear a lot of gloves, my hands are actually pretty soft. And when they're dry, things get slippery. And me playing with those stupid dummy rounds, they just kept slipping and sliding out of my hands. So I had to sand them down a little bit, give them just like a little bit of texture. But once I did that, greatly improved things. So there's a lot of running around in my rec room, quad loading, bringing the gun back up, and then cycling rounds out, because you can only fit so many in a gun in Canada because reasons. But I am definitely getting better at that, and I have been eyeing some new shot shell caddies that I'm probably gonna buy soon.
Nice.
Yeah, I was actually gonna buy.
Your dummy rounds, are they like actual, like, do they feel like actual shells, or are they?
Yeah,
just
they're like weight wise, they're pretty close to like a 1 ounce slug. Yeah, I'd say they're probably like a little on the heavy side for target loads, but that's fine by me. Like I really just needed something that fit in my hand. Like I have some dummies, but they're starting to get a little tired, and use them a lot. So yeah, it felt like a good time. I'm probably gonna buy some more when I buy another shot shell caddy, because why not? But yeah, so I got those off Amazon. Pretty pleased with them, apart from just needing to sand them down just a little bit, just to give them texture. But yeah, I feel like I've done more than that with guns even. Oh, another thing I got to do. There is a local range that we do some business with for training actors. But as everyone knows, it is difficult in Canada to utilize prohibited firearms, even on a range. Sometimes even on a range that is certified for prohibited firearms. And they're trying to get some additional permission. So basically, their range is approved for the use of prohib firearms, but yeah, there's a but there. And so like when we were doing our actor training there, we were stuck only using non-restricted and restricted firearms, which wasn't ideal because the guns that we were trying to train that actor on are prohibited. So you're kind of giving them some idea of at least recoil, but you're not giving them good manual of arms practice, because we couldn't use the guns that they needed to be using. But because I've got this useful, cool position, and the good old business license on top of it, I drafted a strongly worded letter for them, in support of them, for them to try and achieve the permissions that they need to be able to use prohibited firearms and keep prohibited firearms. I think they want to keep their inventory of stuff past the October 31st or 30th deadline too. So yeah, so that was cool. Help them out, and hopefully that helps me out sometime in the future. So, but helping gun folks is good. And with that, how about Tony? What'd you do?
Well, a few things. What we did in guns last week started right after the show from last week, as I was at Adriel's place helping him clean his brand new, very old but brand new 1873 Springfield. He had a very cool USB bore cap, and I was looking at it. It did not look very good, and we're trying to. What solvent did we use? We tried a few. Bronze brush, 45 cals, doing it manually, ramming it up and down. It's long, right? You got to have someone holding it while you like literally have the cleaning rod up against the ceiling trying to feed it in all the way. So that was kind of fun. And then we broke out a drill. It was okay. I think we found some leading in there too. Like they're like mysteriously smooth parts that we know isn't quite real. And yeah, there's metal coming out of that barrel, so that was not great. He haven't shot it yet, but I see he did load it, so hopefully it will be up to his accuracy standard. Again, it's a pretty old gun and iron sights and everything, so I don't think he have amazing expectation out of it either. Of course, Edmonton means shopping spree because they have a few pretty cool gun store. I went to Wild West first because they said they have the special Landtech pin and disassembly tool combo. They didn't have any. On their online store. They said they had 3. They had none, which is kind of sad. But I was able to run to Tundra Supplies and grab my big old jug of Ball C2.
Oh yeah.
This is a somewhat hated powder on the YouTube's gun sphere for some reason that I don't understand yet. I see Adriel using it, so I thought I'll give it a try. He seems to have no problem using it for his 3 gun. It will load 223-308. It was designed,
Nice.
I think, as a .6 kind of a, or 308 kind of a application. It will also load some odd things, such as, I think, 303 and 6.5 Carcano. So it fits my gun collection quite well, and I'm mostly shooting 223 for 3 guns, so that'll last me a good while. They also gave me the box for it, which is kind of exciting.
Cool.
Hodgdon Powder Company,
Yeah.
explosive. Yes. We'll get to learn some things about their whole business. This was a box for H110. They stamped over that, BLC2. It was initially shipped into somewhere in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It says Big Rock something, and then the rest is missing. Keep your powder fresh. Rotate stock. I guess that's for more of the retailer side of things. And yeah, I guess I get a factory stamped explosion box now. It's great. Everyone will know what's inside the box. Explosive. Right. And then what else did I buy? I bought a bunch of stuff from P&D Enterprises. I bought really cheap patches for the 50 cal I'll show later.
Excellent.
Bought some reloading trays. Oh, yeah, this is the important part. This is the propellant for your muzzleloader. It's not smokeless powder, but it's not black powder. Generally, we will call this black powder substitute. Or muzzleloading propellant, I guess that's correct too. This is the RS. This is the Select, which is only offered in RS, which is the 2FG or the FFG equivalent. So for, generally speaking, big bore rifles, 50 cal or above, your triple FGs will be for pistols or a 45 cal rifle. Sometimes we use that for better performance. And then your quad FGs, which is the dangerous one, you should only use for priming your flintlock pans. But I have seen people on the internet test it as a main charge. They don't blow up, but I couldn't say I advise it. Usually, generally speaking, when you have smaller granulation, you will have more explosiveness, more energy coming out of, because surface area. A little note here, not smokeless powder, but approved to ship, bracket, DOT, and store NFPA as such. So
Oh, that's cool.
you can shake it around and it won't blow up on you.
That's useful.
PND have the Select, which is like the high premium grade Pyrodex for only $1 extra comparing to just a regular RS. So I thought I'll take advantage of that. And then I have the shipment from Londero Sports come in. Let's talk about something that's not muzzleloader first. I was eyeing these things for a long time, actually, for my 450 Bushmaster. I just never pulled the trigger because they're not local, so shipping is going to be expensive. But since I'm picking stuff up from them, this is the Hornady XTP Mag, specifically 45 caliber 4.52, so pistol caliber 45. 240 grain XTP expanding bullets, so this will be good for hunting. And I bought 2 boxes, so I have. We'll see how aggressive I get in the whole hunting journey. So there should be a lifetime supply, but we don't know yet. I'm excited to try these things out. From testing, the factory loaded Hornadys with this particular type of bullet has shown very good performance. I'll just have to see if it shoots straight in my gun or not. And then more muzzleloading stuff. This is. Do I still call this a black powder substitute? Because it really, comparing to Pyrodex, it really isn't. It's more like a black powder alternative. This is 777. The 777s also have a rating as well. This is 2FG, not 3FG. And it's like sulfur-free muzzleloading propellant. So it's a different type. Something worth noting, I guess. If you're a reloader, you probably smelled some powder before. None of this smells like smokeless powder. You'll smell some kind of a sulfur smell out of Pyrodex because it's a part of the component. 777, because it doesn't contain sulfur, it just doesn't smell of anything. Like it doesn't smell of
whatsoever.
I can't really say what it smells like. It doesn't smell of the kind of interesting sweet smell regular smokeless powder have. And I've had that kind of a smell out of regular smokeless through different brands, different types, and they all kind of smell similar. So I found it a little interesting. But yeah, Londero have very good prices on 777. So it's like, if I'm going to do the whole exploration thing, I might put it on video. So I might as well get all the stuff. But wait, there's more. This is IMR, which is now a part of Hodgdon. White Hots. These are only available in pellet forms. As a listener to the Vortex Nation podcast, you will hear them strongly recommending powder form instead of pellet form. But yeah, these are pretty interesting. These would be by per shot equivalent twice or more expensive than powder itself, because you get 72 shots here, 72 pellets here, which is you have 2 pellets per shot, so that's really only 36 shots, which is about less than half of what you get out of 1 pound of powder, and the price is pretty similar per unit. But apparently this thing shoots very clean, and it's white, so that's pretty interesting.
Neat.
And then we have ammo types, because we talked about the propellant part. This is Hornady's black powder. Well, black powder. It's round balls, lead balls. There are a few types. I think for 50, there's only 2 types. There's the 495, which is the tighter fitting ones, or the 490s. Apparently, Adriel said these will fit pretty snug with a patch. We'll find that out soon enough. And we have Hornady Gray Plains. This is 385 grain 50 cal bullets. These are actually, well, they have a length instead of being a ball, which is the same length and width, I guess. And because ball is kind of the most efficient in terms of size, it's actually the lightest. I think 50 cal balls are only about 180 grains. These are pre-lubed, so these don't take patches. This is more of if you have a muzzleloader that's more modern twisted, like 1 in 40 or faster. Like modern sable guns are twisted 1 in 24 now, which is ridiculously fast comparing to back in the day of the 1 in 66 round ball guns. So these are also a thing to try. And then just some random accessories, for example, charge tubes, because if you measure your powder at home on a scale, you have to carry it to the range somehow, not in the whole jug. So charge tubes. And then, of course, you need jags and brushes, because usually your killing kit won't come with a 50 cal brush, because why would it? Who shoots 50s anymore? Especially in Canada, you can't really, well, you can have a 50 Beowulf limited to 2 rounds. Last but not least, different type of patches. So I'm going to try out more expensive versus cheaper patches. And this
You're going to do a review?
That's the plan anyway.
Nice.
Okay.
As a modern shooter will know that you clean from the breech end to the front of the gun.
Correct.
But if you have a blind muzzleloader, how do you clean your gun without losing your patch? And this is the special jag that kind of hooks onto the patch when you go in it, so the patch won't go through. So it will come back out the correct direction. They also have like a finger thing that twists around to grab.
It's the technical explanation.
It's the technical. It's the TC Thompson Center said that's what it's called. They have a patch retriever with the spring loaded fingers on the front, and that would supposedly retrieve your patch as well.
I don't know if you've heard of this yet or not, Tony, but they have these things called cartridges, and they're brass and they're self-contained, and they have a bullet and a primer. And you just feed it into the chamber and then fire it and then eject it and put the next one in. It's amazing. Amazing technology.
But how do you get a big old bore like this?
Well, you get a 50 Beowulf.
Okay, of course you can tell, like, my rifle is already half apart. So we'll do a proper reveal when it's fully together. This is a older model before the TC revival. Thompson Center Triumph in 50 caliber, not a cartridge, 50 caliber muzzle loading. I promised myself I'll get a muzzle loader that has a release on the trigger guard instead of having a separate thing. So this one has a tip down barrel. It's actually missing the breech plug right now. The gun arrives to me in worse condition than I thought, but for the price, I think it's somewhat excusable. And you can see I already taped the muzzle, and there's, in a group chat, I was asking, there's a ding in the barrel. How should I remove it? So I'm going to polish it and probably do Tony's favorite guns finishing type, which is parkerizing. So I'm going to parkerize the front half of the barrel and leave the rear half blued as it is.
How deep is the dent?
It's not that deep.
Oh, it's more like it's not inside. It's not through the barrel. It's not dented inside the bore.
I'm gonna say it's maybe a millimeter, and considering how thick the barrel is, because generally speaking, black powder burns pretty hot. Well, do they even burn? That's also a question. They like explode out of the barrel. So it's missing the forend right now because I took the barrel off, and the barrel lug was actually quite loose when I got it, so it actually doesn't lock up quite correctly. So now it's on nice, and you can maybe hear it. Real nice snap. That's kind of a feature for it, to compress the primer into the breech plug. Again, breech plug is missing right now. You will see a silver part for it here. The new version of the Triumph would have a nitrile barrel. I did ask Thompson Center before I made the purchase that the new barrels would be compatible, but they don't have the new barrels out yet for retail sales. It doesn't look like a sewer pipe inside, so I don't really have a plan to replace the barrel, but it is good to know that the avenue is open to me if I need it. Not too many complaints about this thing. Again, the surface finish is a little rough, and you can see it was used, and I wouldn't say it's not cared for because black powder is like shooting corrosive 7.62 but worse. But it's definitely not like detailed every time it came back from the range. I'll probably get to shoot it this weekend after my USPSA pistol match, just at the range, trying to load it and shoot it a little bit before I hopefully. A lot of projects with Tony is all shelved. It's like, I polished the barrel and then I got lazy, so I didn't finish the finishing part. Hopefully this one won't go to that and we'll get it finished pretty quick. Do I really have a practical use for a muzzleloader right now in Alberta? No. I believe Ontario has a season for muzzleloading exclusively. In Calgary and the Edmonton area, there are some regions that's for muzzleloading hunting. Also, you can shoot like a shotgun slug gun, which, to be honest, would probably be my way of doing it if I'm trying to like game the system per se. But yeah, this will be an interesting learning experience for sure. And I aim to be at least somewhat knowledgeable in all firearm types. And I know of a friend who has 2 muzzleloaders that he won at the CCFR banquet. I don't think he's shot any of them yet. So now I have all the components to push him out to the range and perhaps shoot those guns.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go to Dave next.
Yeah.
Well, I got my SAM tourniquets finally, so I'm super happy about that. So I'm playing with my IFAC, so it's kind of related. But I had really crappy tourniquets that sucked. So I don't. Have you guys seen these SAM ones?
No.
Oh my god, they're so good.
Oh, don't put it on. Oh,
Yeah.
You stay.
Yeah, cool.
Shut up. You stage them, so you just stage them, and then you could just jam them on your kit with Molly, or stick them in a carrier or whatever. Throw them in your pocket. So you open it up like that, and then you slap it on. And the cool thing about these, you can do them one-handed. So if you're putting it on yourself, super easy. Yeah, super easy. The other one that I had was not nearly as easy to put on. So the cool thing about these is they have this little ratchet. So the bright orange, which I like, they come in like tack to black as well if you want, but I like it in orange. They have these little teeth. I don't know if you can really see them, but they're right in there. So they have 2 little teeth, and then that has the matching notches. So you slap it on and you just pull it till you hear it click. Done. And then you twist it.
Cool.
Interesting.
Once you twist the crap out of it, you can't twist it. And the twist bar is metal on these. Or
Yes.
I don't know if it's metal. It feels like metal. It's metal of some sort. And like the pins are metal, everything. These things are so well built. And then once you twist it in, you twist that all the way around, Velcro it, and then this little bit Velcros across that. And you just write the time
Nice
on
and
it.
secured.
Yeah, they're freaking awesome. And then you just punch that to release it. Just comes right off.
Cool.
So I am super, super impressed with these things.
Where can those be obtained?
I picked it up on Amazon because I needed it quickly. But your better first aid places will carry it. They make a lot of cool stuff, actually. These Sam's guys, they make a splint and they make hip stabilizer for broken hips. Very cool stuff, and it all has the little clicky, just bang, and then tighten it. So super impressed. They're not cheap. They're about 60-ish bucks. But as was pointed out to me by a paramedic, if the guy bleeds out because of your crappy little cheap-ass tourniquet, then maybe it was worth spending the extra money.
Fair.
So very cool. And then I got a terrible little IFAC pouch that I need to replace. So, and then I did, along with our good friend Kelly here, I went down to the States and we went to Appleseed and we shot an Appleseed, which for those of you who don't know is what the Canadian Maple Seed is based on, and it's a civilian marksmanship program.
Mm-hmm.
And they teach you a bunch of history, which is awesome because I love history. And then you do some pew-pewing. So there were 2 of us Canadians shooting, plus Kelly helping out, which was awesome. So we hung out with friends for the weekend, and we shot a whole bunch of rifle stuff. We learned how to shoot. Well, I've done it before, but it was great. There were lots of new people there. And ended up shooting a 240 out of 250. So
Wow.
got me a distinguished rifle score patch.
Nicely
Well
done.
done.
I am
And-
surprised it's not more unique. Like it doesn't have Star Strangle Banner on it. It doesn't have any.
Dude. Well, I mean,
Sure, but not a
Yeah.
patch. What?
That's pretty America.
it's
like it.
America F, yeah.
America.
America.
Well, you're shooting at the star though. Is that the right thing?
Yes.
I mean, I guess for us, it's the right thing.
Well, here's their startup target. So it's interesting because it's much like Maple, very much like Maple Seed, of course.
They've changed their targets quite a bit, even their red coat targets. Previous to
Has to be red. Got it.
Well, it's a red coat.
It's a red coat.
coats. Like that's the point. right?
yeah.
The red coats don't have necks. Got it.
Shut up.
Okay. Anyways, previously the red coat target did not have the black dot in the middle. They changed the name on it too. They no longer call them red coats. However, it's hits count target. So they're starting. I asked why, and nobody would answer. But I think it's because it's. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we'll just move on
Yeah.
from that. But it was a lot of fun. You gave the other target to our friend that you shot with.
Yes.
Kelly, can you tell me what's the MQT time allowance if I used a muzzleloader to shoot it? I'm trying to reproduce the 1867 feel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Absolutely sure. So the first stage you're gonna have 2 minutes. Second stage 55 seconds. Third stage 65 seconds, and the last you have 5 minutes. So muzzleloader or
5
not.
minutes for how many shots again?
10.
10.
Oh, that might be doable. I'll have to be rushing it though.
No, Tony, here's the play. You need 9 more of that rifle.
You need a brace of rifles.
And you just stage it, right?
Stage the rifle.
I'm sure that would be totally fair. Just 10 guns, 10 rounds, 1 shot, 1 kill.
Oh god.
That's-
You
yeah.
just need somebody to stand
Totally
beside
acceptable.
you and hand you the
I'll
gun.
hand you the gun. Sir, here's your next rifle.
Rifle boy. So we started out in the morning, and everybody shoots red coat, and that sort of gives you your benchmark for the weekend.
Baseline. Yeah.
So you shoot baseline. Thank you. So you
You're
shoot
welcome.
1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and see what the difference is. And then you do a whole pile of exercises where you shoot, hopefully, tiny little groups. And this is all shot at 25 yards. So they will go over assorted marksmanship principles, breathing, trigger pull, positions, like all the stuff, and teach you, just like Maple Seed, how to actually shoot, which is something that nobody ever teaches you. It's like, here's your rifle and have fun. But nobody actually ever teaches you like how to actually shoot.
Yeah.
So it is 2 days of learning the basics of marksmanship and then applying those principles. And looking at the targets and seeing, are you stringing up and down? Are you stringing sideways? Are you stringing corners? Do you have a good group? Tightening your groups, fixing those marksmanship issues that are causing your weird stringing in your big groups. And a lot of people that were doing it in the morning, they were shooting huge groups, and by Sunday afternoon they were shooting tighter groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody improved over the weekend.
That was good. And the fellow that was shooting beside me, I wanted to shoot beside him because I brought my Ruger Merkin down because I was going to shoot that a little bit. And then he was shooting a short barrel AR-15. He's a new shooter.
Yep.
Oh, no.
shooting.
But
well,
he's shooting a short barrel AR-15. Okay.
Wow,
So-
16
60
inch.
standard inch.
Yeah,
Standard.
standard.
Okay.
Standard Merkin barrel.
Right.
That he had built a couple weeks before, but he does like CQB stuff. So he just does run and gun, mag dumps. That's it. So he'd never shot anything like this, and he was shooting iron sights.
Yes.
Oh wow! Is he like a
Created an
service condition
issue.
shooter or something?
Oh,
Service
Oh,
condition
more-
people don't shoot iron sights.
No.
so,
Fair
so
enough.
did everybody hate this guy by the end of the day?
No. No,
No,
I
just
just loved him. Yeah, he's pretty good
Yeah, he's
guy.
Good guy. I was shooting beside him deliberately because I was planning on using my center fire, and I need practice not getting distracted and flinching when I'm shooting.
Fair.
He had a big old muzzle brake on her too, so.
Oh, so you were getting the full deal.
Oh, I could like feel it, in like the heat hitting me in the face every time he pulled the trigger. So it was good not flinching practice. Sometimes I managed not to flinch. Sometimes I definitely flinched because I dropped a few rounds when it was like, ugh, just as I pulled the trigger. But it was good practice for me.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, like this guy was really determined that he was going to do well. So Saturday night, I pulled the optic off my Merkin and brought the optic in for him, and we got permission from the shoot boss, and we stuck my my little Leopold on his AR, and his groups went to half like instantly, just boom.
Yeah.
And then
But
Saturday,
he said it was nice that he was able to see the target on day 2. I'm going, right?
No kidding.
It's appreciated. Yeah.
he had some vision issues too. He has astigmatism.
Yeah.
So
Oh no.
So he couldn't see the dots. Like he could kind of make them out, kind of. But I mean, his front post was bigger than the dot. So
Yeah.
Well, it's more like a simulated 400-yard target, right? So
yeah.
at that point, it makes a big difference.
So he tightened stuff up a lot, like a
Yeah,
lot.
he
And
did.
luckily he had one of the instructors right beside him because he's watching that side of the range anyway. So he got a lot of instruction, and a couple of us were, making him laugh and just telling him how well he was doing and trying to help him out a little
He
bit.
was on a good side of the line.
He was on the good side.
Yeah.
And he shot, what did he shoot Saturday morning? The first AQT, I think he shot like a 50 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really low. And
Yeah,
then the last one on Sunday was like I think it was almost 190. It was like 180 something.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he really improved. Yeah.
Yep.
That was awesome. And a lot of the other shooters improved quite a lot too. It was fun. And I shot really well all weekend. I was super happy. Like usually my first target is kind of okay, and then I get better. And then by the end of the weekend, I'm just so tired that my shooting is just garbage. And it was actually the last AQT that I got the 240 on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you say your shooting gets garbage, but I'm gonna say, Dave, like you should see my shocked face that you shot well. Like,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He
I
shot well
haven't
the entire weekend.
I have no doubt.
Yeah, he did.
It was on. How was it for you, Kelly?
What? My shooting? My shooting was
Weekend.
fantastic.
Yeah, you were great.
So what happened was this. My rifle is Kabutsky a bit, just as much as my laptop right now. So I did not bring it down, and I could have borrowed a rifle, but I said no. I'm just going to actually hang out with Stacy and Autumn. They were helping in the background. So got to the range, and Stacy said, "Can you do me a huge favor? My friend Tiffany is on the line, and can you please help her?" I said, "Sure." So I spent the entire day with her. It was an amazing day. She is a good shooter, and by the end of the day and the end of the weekend, she became a really good shooter. And yeah, I truly enjoyed it. I'm not sure if I was supposed to be instructing or not down there, even though I used to. But I checked in with his shoot boss, and he was fine with it. Anything that I did, I checked in with the shoot boss. But after a while, I just did. On Sunday, I also was helping out another fellow who was struggling quite a bit. He had issues with adaptation, so I tried to help him out a little bit, and eventually I just said, you know what, shoot. He couldn't get down in the prone position without causing himself significant injury or hurt. So I said, just shoot everything in either standing or kneeling position. He had a fantastic day. I got invited back to go and shoot with him anytime I wanted to. He commiserated with us the fact that we do not have. So they threw out the AR-15 verbiage all throughout, 2 days. And by the end of it, I was just saying, you guys are assholes because, but they aren't. We had, excuse me, we had a lot of friends. By the end of the weekend, Dave did an amazing job too. He was talking about what's happening up here in Canada, and the Americans were very supportive of us. I gave away a whole bunch of stuff from Project Mapleseed. I told them that we were thankful because Project Mapleseed, the birthplace of Project Mapleseed, happened in Battle Creek, and it was 11 years ago on Patriots weekend, so we were celebrating that as the 11th anniversary of it. So I gave away a bunch of stuff there. History, they do a lot of history, so the entire weekend was peppered with 3 Strikes of the Revolutionary War. It was good to hear some different versions of it. Again, I used to instruct down in the US, and I delivered those strikes. So it was good to hear other people tell them, and then the flair that they give to it. They also delivered some history about the dangerous old women and the dangerous old men too, that were part of the Revolutionary War. I delivered those as well, and it was really cool to hear other people talk about those. So it was super fun. We got talking about a couple of things. Love to do the Battle Road. That's in Massachusetts and Boston. And when we have the dinners afterwards with all the instructors, and I asked, how many of you have gone and done the Battle Road? And I was the only person that has done it. So I think that I'm going to put a challenge out to everybody that was excuse me, part of the group. And I have a little bit of a cough. I'm going to put a challenge out to them to go and do Battle Road, because if they're talking about it, they really need to see it. And I love history, and it was so cool to be able to go and do that. Best part of the weekend was being able to spend time with our friends down in the US and to participate in something really cool like Project Appleseed. Helping out on the line. I took a bunch of pictures too, posted those on social media, and just, as I said, hanging out with our friends and talking about guns and seeing some cool people as well. So friends of the show know Tim Crosno. He's been on the show before. So him and his wife came up from Missouri. We had Jason Gallen on the show previously. So he came in from New Brunswick. He also received a Distinguished Gentleman patch. The other one, the high score for the weekend, was Bill Wilson, who was one of our hosts. Stacy Wilson was our other host. Bill Wilson received a high of 243. So
wow.
Yeah, so he was the weekend high.
He is a damn good shooter.
He is a damn good shooter. And I think Dave and I traveled together, so we had a lot of time to talk about the shoot itself, some of the highlights of the weekend. And one of the things that I talked about was when we were shooting beside people who are excellent shooters, typically what we'll do is we'll also raise our game too. And so I think that there was some excellent shooters on the line, the Canadian shooters and some of our American shooters were able to show that how truly amazing and marksmen they were. I was talking to one of the other instructors. She was walking along the line, and I said, "Yeah, don't worry about them. They don't need your help." She goes, yeah, I got that. I said, come on down here with me and we can look at some of the other people down here. We had one shooter. Her name is Sam. She was there with her husband Cole. Cole achieved his rifleman score earlier. Her first target was 139 for the weekend, and she achieved her rifleman score too. This is her first one.
Cool.
So her score was 222. Tim Krosno, he was able to achieve his rifleman score too. It was good to see him do that. He received a 210. Now, typically when you receive a 210, the tradition is that you get dumped with the waters of the North Bridge, and that's related back to the Revolutionary War. That's where the second strike of the match to the Revolutionary War happened. It was at the North Bridge. Normally you get dumped with water. We did not dump Tim with water, so
I'm sure Tim appreciated that.
I was kind of hoping, but at the same time, I was kind of hoping, but I also was going, no. The weather was horrible. It started out pouring. The day when we got there, Friday, it was lovely. It was a good, 18 degrees, and immediately by the next morning it got cold and pouring. The next day it got to freezing and there was a frost warning, and then on our way back to Canada through the border, it snowed, it sleeted and hailed for 2 hours as we crossed from the US into Canada. So I don't know what that's all about. And I just said to the Americans when I came down, you're welcome, because I was coming. So the weather followed me. Yeah, so it's an amazing weekend. I'm going to register for next year. I did ask, can I see your patch again there, Dave?
It's gender neutral, Kelly.
Yeah, so I was going, because we were calling them distinguished gentlemen, and I'm going, I wonder if they've any distinguished women, but it's distinguished rifle score.
Yeah,
so
rifle score.
I'm going, asking for someone, asking for a friend. So yeah.
Oh, I like that one too.
So that's a sticker, actually. I do have a full color rifleman, and I can't find my one I got this weekend. I got a green one. It's either somewhere in my kit or lying under Kelly's floor mats. I'm not sure.
Do we have to change it to distinguished mark person instead of marksman now?
Rifle person. Rifle person.
Rifle kind. Oh, I like that. It's very inclusive. So one other cool thing that we did was they had a group, a team shoot. So they split everybody into teams of 3, and I had Tim Krosno and AJ that was beside me with the AR, and you got a road. So it's Parker's Revenge. So Colonel Smith was coming up the road, and he's got 2 officers with him, a grenadier, and then a bunch of troops. So you each have 13 rounds. There's 13 targets, and each target can take a maximum of 3 scoring hits. And they're little, like they're really little. Like Colonel Smith is like the size of the tip of your pinky. He's really small. And you get 2 minutes to score as many points as you can. So AJ was not a rifleman, so he could shoot prone. The rest of us had to shoot seated. So Tim and I shot seated. So I started, I'm like, screw it. I'm doing good. I'll start on the little ones and I'll work my way right to left. AJ started left to right because it's the bigger targets, and Tim's did the middle. And we actually ended up winning. I figured we completely blew it. I looked at it, I'm like, no, that sucks. And then they're reading out the score, and I'm like, oh, they haven't called our name yet. Maybe are they reading the other way? And then no, we won. So
that's awesome. It's
pretty cool. So then we signed we got everybody to sign the target, and then we gave the target to AJ and took a picture with it. Yeah. So, awesome. So he's got a cool souvenir. But we also got this little this was actually for getting the rifleman score. This wasn't rifleman. What was this one? Oh, this was for hitting Morgan Shingle.
And for the listeners at home, what is this?
Oh, this is an American coin. Sorry, I forgot some people don't watch.
It's a quarter. It's worth
it's a quarter.
$4.50 Canadian.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's big money in Canada.
Yeah, I know. Buy my own hotel. Yeah, I knew you'd get it. All right, cool. So they gave us these for clearing our targets, our morning targets. So the red coat target does actually say red coat on here. It says, how good a shot are you? How far off can you hit the red coats? So this is a 22-inch target at 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards, 400 yards. So you had to get 3 hits on each one. And then Morgan Shingle. So Morgan Shingle, the deal with that was there was a guy named Captain Morgan. I asked, not the pirate, different Captain Morgan. Disappointing. He
Not
had
the
like
rum.
not the rum, not a pirate. He had a maybe it was a pirate. I don't know. A lot of those Americans back then were had their own ships, which was cool, but not this dude. Anyway, the deal is that you have to. So Morgan had an elite unit of riflemen, and in order to be one of Morgan's men, you would show up at his farm. He would put a bucket or a shingle off the side of a house at 250 yards, and with a cold bore shot, you hit it or you didn't.
Oh, wow.
If you hit it, you're one of Morgan's men, and if you didn't, he would tell you to work on your riflery and send you home. So that shingle is 3/4 of an inch by 2 inches, and you're shooting that at 25 yards. So, and if you got it, you got one of these.
Nice.
Very cool. So little swag stuff to bring home, and then that was for winning Parker's Revenge.
Yeah.
So, and we got to hang out with awesome people. We went out for dinner, chatted with people, stayed with friends, stayed up late yakking. Great company on the way down, great company on the way back. It was an awesome weekend.
Did you guys watch The Patriot at all?
No.
Oh.
No, but we should do that now that we're back.
Yeah.
We should. That would be.
I introduced Random Dave to the best place ever.
Yeah.
Horrocks. So Horrocks, where we got lots of cool stuff. But it was a great weekend. It was lots of fun. Yeah. And Dave shot amazing. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And my rifle actually ran this time properly. Well, normally it does. I did have to clean it because during one of I qualified, I think, with at least a 230 on every one of the AQTs we shot. And I don't even know how many we shot, like 7 of them on Sunday. Was it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was so much shooting. Like I shot
and 2 on Saturday.
Rounds. Yeah.
I don't know how you guys managed to survive 600 rounds.
All that shooting. But the problem is I'm using SK high velocity match. It is dirty. It's dirty ammunition. So this gun just gets fouled up. So 250 rounds, and I got to go at least wipe it out quick.
Right.
Because it's just gross. It's so gritty and vile. But the ammunition shoots like a tack driver. It's freaking awesome. So the rifle actually worked really well. I'm gonna have to take it completely apart and clean it. But
you haven't cleaned it yet?
I mean, I didn't really clean it after last year's Appleseed. It just sort of wiped it down. So
it's fine.
It's a 22, whatever. It'll be fine. But I am actually going to completely disassemble it, which I hate doing. With
you're gonna find all kinds of goodies in there.
Yeah, it's full of goo. But she ran good. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, one of the instructors, his name was Molar Man, so he's a dentist. What he did was he brought a lot of his used picks. So a lot of us grabbed them and put them in our kit. Guess what Dave's going to be using to clean his rifle?
Yeah.
All that built up carbon.
Yeah. And it's funny because I broke my dental pick that I had a couple weeks ago. So that was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Good timing. I actually had to use a couple of those recently. We were doing something called solid plug. I think I've talked about it, but it's like, solid plug. The interesting thing about solid plug blanks is that almost nothing goes anywhere. So it all gets built up and
gross.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Blanks are dirty
anyway.
too.
Oh yeah. blanks are dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty
So
guns.
yes, dirty gun.
Dirty.
So it was an awesome weekend. And the other thing I did, sorry, cat. 1 sec. Just moved I've still got my guns in my gun case here, so I just had to open it and it fell on my cat who was looking at me disconcertingly right now. I got my AR-15 Magwell for my Ruger Merc.
All right. Yeah.
So super happy about that. So no more stupid AICS trash. Yay!
That is the
Nice.
wrong length, Dave.
Feeds good.
No, that's excellent.
That is the right length because you monopod off of your 30 rounds length magazine.
I would prefer the D60, please. Thanks.
What?
The drum.
More
drum.
It's probably the same length. You could probably monopod off it, but it's a drum, so it'll just probably give you stoppages if you do that.
I was gonna say that.
Kyle, how many people were running D60s at Texas 3 Gun at the big old stage?
So there were a few. Actually, Texas was the one place where a D60 actually came in handy, but
right. Did they
there's
run
still
though?
not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I don't.
I bet Magpul warranty support is just off to the side, so you can
It says
complain to
something
them.
when you look at D60s on the line, and there's a piece of tape over the lever.
Oh,
See, I kind of look
Interesting,
at
okay.
that and I think you've got 30 round magazines, people. Change the damn mag.
Yep.
Like super reliable. 2.5 second mag change. I'm changing mags. Like, yeah.
What's a standard stoppage time on a drum mag gonna cost you? More than 2 seconds?
Oh yeah.
We've had those things go down so often.
They just don't work well. They're too fidgety and there's too much. The spring's too long and there's just too much crap in there. I've never had much luck with drum mags.
They're cool. They're fun. I own some.
They're super cool, but
Trust my wife to one.
Nope, hell no. 30 rounders. That's the way to go. Pin to 5 in Canada. Just
you had to just.
I know. And that is what I did in guns this week.
Cool.
Who's next? Who didn't go yet?
Kyle.
Does Kelly have more to add to her story?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Well, I did so ditto to Dave. Ditto. But I also have been working with my local gun range to do a couple things. Volunteered, so I'll be going out and do the new member orientation that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. So put my name forward for that. So a couple of things, people. How about at your local ranges and talking to them about the rally that's going to be happening on Friday. Yeah. So that's going to be taking place. So if we are getting into events or anything that's taking place, we can talk about the rally.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
But that being said, it's really important. I know people, if they're listening, they may be listening after the fact, but it's really important to go and show up at these rallies. Some of the conversations I've had with gunnies and people across the country recently have been that people are tired. It's been 10 years of getting our hand slapped. I was going to use some other analogies, but people are getting really, really tired. But this is also the time to. I know we're tired. I'm tired.
Well, they're trying to exploit that tired.
Yeah, absolutely. But it is now the time for all of us to stand up and say something. So I have an expectation that we are going to fill the square in Cambridge, and I really hope that we get to see a lot of people come out and support Canadians as a whole, because you're not just showing up for yourself, you're showing up for Canada, and you're also showing up for the next generation too. I know it's kind of corny to say that, but it's not. That's the reality.
100%. Yeah. If we don't stop this crap now, this will never ever end, because it hasn't ended in my entire lifetime. These bastards have been at this crap as long as I can remember.
They let the
And-
mask slip. They still want more. They want all the rifles. Well, no, you're being intellectually dishonest. No, you want all of the rifles and all the handguns and all the shotguns.
That's the reality. So
Yeah.
a lot of people are saying, well, you know what? It's not affecting my hunting rifles or
Well.
the ones. So bet it will. So show up. You need to. I'm going to be there. I think Dave's going to be there.
100%. Yep.
You know, Dustin, Tony, and Kyle. I know you'll be there in spirit.
In spirit. I cannot wait to have a rally on this side of the country.
Yeah.
I will. I'm trying. The great debate over here is like where to do it because Victoria is kind of crappy to get to.
Mm.
You know, like I can orchestrate a thing in Vancouver. Orchestrating a thing in Victoria, we're gonna lose so much. Just like the ferries. The ferries suck. So.
Mm.
Mainland. You need to do Chilliwack or someplace. Okay. So yeah, I've been doing a lot. By the way, I think that so what I'd like to say is she shoots. Tune into the next one. I had a really good conversation. We had a really good conversation with a potential guest. She's now confirmed she'll be on it May 13th. Incredible guest. So tune in on May 13th. No.
Is she my hero?
She will be. Like, hello. Yeah, tune in. So yeah. Nothing else going on with me and shooting. So why don't we get into events? Who's driving the show?
Kyle hasn't gone yet.
Oh, sorry, Kyle. I apologize.
But I think they're gonna ban my high caliber, quick firing, muzzleloading rifle. Yeah, exactly.
That'll be the last to go, but eventually that will go as well.
What do you mean? They fought in a war in the 1700s. It's a weapon of war.
Well, especially if you made like a pepper box style rifle, because like that's the next step, right? Let's just like take 5 of those and weld them all together and just turn it.
There's gonna be perpetrators having 5 of these rifles on their back, trying to, shoot up some school or something. I don't know.
Tony,
All right.
Tony, I love you, but oh my god.
The hypothetics are infinite. Anyway,
Kyle, what'd you do in guns?
Well, I actually shot one of our local matches.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. So I actually made it out for one. I picked some good stages, I think. Other people seem to like them. So I know it was appreciated by Trevor that I was actually making it to this one and was able to do the stages and whatnot for it. So as far as my performance, why is it that my local matches, I can perform great, awesome even. But as soon as I get to a major where it really matters, it just goes to crap.
Get in your head.
Because I shot really good this on the match. Ended up getting second overall. And that's because I did the what if with practice score competitor on one of the classifiers. I dropped a couple no shoots, played the what if I had gotten Charlie's instead of the no shoots, and I would have won the match.
Yep.
Handily. So those no shoots really hurt, but the rest of the stages I was pushing hard and surprising on the amount of alphas I actually shot.
Which division and which gun were you shooting?
I was shooting limited minor.
Okay, so your 3-gun gun.
Yeah, and so we had a bunch of limited optics people there, and yeah, no, it was not a huge turnout, but it was a good group of people. It was a good day. I had lots of help setting up and tearing down, like the tear down, because I got a little ambitious with the setup. The tear down was very, very quick. So might go to Roswell this weekend because I want to get pistol going and more consistent performance on the pistol. So when I go to nationals, that hopefully it will stick with me to a major. Other than that, I've been making progress on the pistol. So I was talking last week about getting the old one, but the slide stop pin.
Yeah.
Thinking that was what was causing my failure to go into battery. And just changing it out, I tried them in the link of the barrel, and there was noticeably different slop in there. And
As in the
okay.
new one have less slop, I'm assuming.
No, it has less slop than the old one. Like the difference was
Right.
incredible. Gun ran flawless all day just by changing that one part. Gun ran flawless. Didn't, because before it was like every stage at least once I was having to tap the slide forward.
But now you got to write down how many,
awesome,
like
dude.
as a preventive maintenance, how many rounds is the cutoff point for having a new slide stop pin?
I haven't counted my rounds, but I want to say I'm probably north of 20,000 rounds on this pistol.
So probably 10,000 would be pretty safe.
Probably don't need a spare then.
And that's kind of what
For
I've
a
been
while.
dealing with, is because the guns have ran great for so long that now it's getting time to replace parts.
And to be honest, that's a good thing to know. And to me, it's a different perspective because that means your barrel link is harder than your stop pin, which in my opinion is a preferable situation because the barrel link is harder to replace and the stop pin is like you slap it in there as long as it fits, I guess.
Yeah, like there would be some fitting on the slide stop pin, but I checked it out and it was solid. It was good. I didn't have to touch it up at all. So yeah, really happy with that. I just hope that did solve that issue and that just keeps running flawless now for me. But yeah, I've been progressing with the gun room / studio. I got one more coat of paint to do and then actually start building stuff. So I'll probably be starting to build some cabinets that will go on either side for my gun bench. And then just looking at parts and materials, trying to come up with its final form. I did find some cool slat wall stuff that basically is the biggest thing with the slat wall I find is you basically deal with the color you buy, because trying to paint in the grooves is a pain. So you kind of basically got to deal with the color you buy. Well, I found basically it's the channel, and then you can put whatever material you want to and make that slat as thick, as big as you want. And so now you can deal with silver or anodized black for the channel, but then change the color of the faceplate or spacer, or whatever you want to call it.
Cool.
Neat.
So it's a little bit cheaper than the cheapest aluminum slat wall that I found, which was Savior Equipment. So Savior Equipment was going to cost about $900 for my gun wall. This stuff, I can have it shipped. I think it was like $600 or $700 for the same size gun wall, but I do have to buy some material to actually finish it out. But then I can tie it in with the rest of the room for color and everything. So
I like the color you picked for your room.
Sorry?
I like the color you picked for your room, like those pictures you shared in the group chat. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a kind of like a darker, for the listeners, it's a darker green with a little bit of teal in there. And the pictures I sent didn't really show it, but there is a reason for that. And in the final form, it will make sense why I went with that coloring. I know I was talking with you guys about what I'm doing for the ceiling and just the overall theme for the room. I think it'll tie together pretty cool. So I can't wait to get it done, but it will be it'll be a bit before it's actually done. You'll have to deal with background sheet here. So
the background sheet looks fine.
The background sheet.
But with that, let's progress, because that's pretty much it for me. Upcoming events. So HGG Firearms Training has some dates available. May 3rd in Devon for a PAL course. May 10th at Sherwood Park for an RPAL course. And June 13th back in Devon for a PAL course. 3-gun matches. You can go to 3gun.ca. But I do know, basically, I don't think there's any 3-gun matches, at least in Alberta, until May. I know there's one up in Peace River in May, and I know Chaz and Sherwood Park have some stuff going on in May as well. Maple Seeds says Rocky Rod and Gun Club on May 3rd. I don't know if there's been other dates released since that was updated. You're muted, Kelly.
Yeah, sorry. I was coughing and then I muted myself because nobody wanted to hear me cough. There's a bunch that are on the website. So go to Rifleman.com, go to the event tab.
Cool.
There you go.
Tony, you want to go over the BTSA happenings?
You bet. So we have a doubleheader, separate but busy weekend coming up. 25th Steel Challenge 8th stage. They moved it from last week because bad weather. It was snowing in Calgary, middle of April. I know, it's crazy. And we have the USPSA season starter on the 26th. So if you want to keep track of your USPSA scores, you can get a membership for this weekend and it will last for a whole year. Just saying.
Cool. And we're seeing ORA, that's Ontario Rifle Association, correct, Dave?
Yep. The calendar is up to date. I ran a casual plinking day event 2 weeks ago, and we had a steel match or a steel clinic as well on that day. Out to I think they went back to 1,000 yards, which was cool. It's just absolutely pouring rain. I sent you guys the audio I took, and you just hear pouring rain. Then you hear boom, and in the distance, ding. And then rain. So they were out shooting in the rain and the cold. But yeah, the Ontario Rifle Association calendar is up to date. We've got dates confirmed with base, so we are good to go. So if you want to come shoot some long range rifle in Ontario, we are the place to do it. OntarioRifleAssociation.ca.
Cool. And let's get on to the news. So I thought we might be done hearing about this, but apparently there is more P320 news out there.
Oh my god.
It's kind of odd, but it looks like Canada is starting to complain about it because it is the news. I don't believe this is the X5 mod. I'm pretty sure it's not the standard military issue, but the Canadian Armed Forces also have it.
Hasn't everyone that owns one already shot themselves?
No,
I don't think that's true. Yeah, exactly.
In fact, it is actually difficult to shoot yourself with one of these if you are being responsible.
Correct.
Well, I have a gripe on this one. I'm gonna post it into Discord, but this particular clip included the Canadian Armed Forces using a Maglula. I was quite concerned. Just saying.
So. Okay.
Personal injury lawyers disagree with you, Dustin.
I'm sure they do. It's so cool to hate on the P320, and it's intellectually lazy. Like, oh, I did something stupid and I hurt myself with my gun. Stupid P320. Like, for real. If you don't point the dangerous end at anything you don't intend to destroy, literally the first rule of all firearms use.
Correct.
That's the crazy part, though. Like, why? The thing I don't get is why SIG? Why not Beretta? Why not call before that? Like, why all of a sudden?
No, it's not all of a sudden. All these same idiots have had NDs and there has been injuries like this. It just doesn't catch the news because it wasn't the SIG P320. Yeah.
Right, but like, why wasn't like a category created for example, the Glock? Because there's so many police departments using Glocks.
What are you talking about? What do you mean category created?
Like, the category is created that if we complain about pistols, it's going to be the P320. But why wasn't it done earlier? No. As in, say, we're going to blame the Glock for this because it's the first pistol gun, plastic gun out there.
Tony, okay, so. This is there was a Canadian soldier there's a Canadian soldier that is suing the federal government because he was injured with a P320, right? So what he's saying is, and this is, by the way, a little historical, he's now actually filing the suit. He was part of JTF. He should know what he should be doing with a pistol. Notice I said should. He is suing the federal government they said it was known to be de facto. So when we're talking about the P320, the P320, we know that there was issues with it when people dropped it, etc. But he didn't drop it. It was he didn't drop it. So I do not think that he's going to have any mileage on his suit. He's suing the government. The government, when they put there is a tender that's put out So when they put out the tender, they had the opportunities to choose a whole bunch of different pistols. They chose the SIG P320 for certain reasons. And so they bought it and they started to replace a lot of really old guns. Although JTF, those were the pistols that they chose specifically because of the functionality of them. So
Yeah, it's a good gun.
It is a good gun. You just don't fuck around. That's all.
Well, that should be the rule with all guns.
Right.
So Tony, I heard a story about a gentleman who was a member of a tactical team somewhere located in Canada, shot and killed one of his pals with a Glock.
Sorry.
The result was that they took all of the cool competition triggers they had out of the Glocks and put like New York triggers in them.
Oh.
That's how they dealt with it. But fact being, he complained. I don't think he ever got charged or anything, as far as I know. But he complained that it just went off and happened to hit his buddy directly in the middle of his chest.
Yeah.
Oopsie doodle.
Don't point.
Well, right, but why does it, like, if it's a Glock, why doesn't it make headline news?
Well, that's exactly what Dave is saying. It didn't make headline news. The fact that apparently in that instance they were using guns with competition triggers, and unpopular opinion, you shouldn't put competition triggers in duty pistols. I've just throwing it out there that maybe a gun that you're going to carry with one in the chamber, you want a trigger that's a little heavier, that's not going to just go off if you sneeze wrong. Like maybe you don't need a 2-pound comp trigger in your carry gun. But yeah, like this guy shot a guy in the chest and it didn't make the news, or if it did, it didn't make the we need to get rid of all the Glocks because they're garbage news.
I think that was before the internet too.
Right.
It was a while
Yeah,
back.
That's fair. When you're thinking about it, Glock is like what, half a century old.
Pretty much. Yeah, and I mean a lot of this stuff, Tony, I would think that it is social media and a lot of influencers trying to get clicks.
Yeah,
it's cool to hate on stuff. That's
fair enough.
You get clicks, you can make money. So
yeah.
So yeah.
But no, Dustin, I want my 8-ounce trigger on my carry gun. Thank you very much.
Well, that's dumb, and I will tell you that all day long.
Nah, I'll just be done. It's okay.
So for CSE, it's 9 pounds.
That's excessive, but
yeah,
that's not going to go off by accident. That's for sure.
Nope, it's not.
It's like my when I got my Remington 700 Police, the trigger in that thing, you almost had to jump up and down on it. Like it was incredibly heavy.
Yeah.
And I phoned Remington and they said, because the lawyers want to know if you shot the guy, you meant to shoot him.
Oh, jeez.
Like, yeah, makes sense, right?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, going next.
Yeah.
We are looking at Alberta. Well, this is still pending, but Alberta government is moving to adopt daylight time year round. I do hear voices against it. To be honest, before
why are we talking about this?
This is
because it's hunting related, as Adriel says. Back in when I was before my voting age, when we had a referendum on this, I was more supportive of standard time year round. But seeing what BC have done, I'm actually supportive of this instead of standard time.
It just needs to stop changing.
I'm just curious why you were supportive of the standard time versus.
Because I feel like Saskatchewan was Central Standard Time. Yeah. So perhaps we should be Mountain Standard Time, so it's all standardized. But now BC is going daylight time. Half of the year we're having no time difference with Saskatchewan, but we always have a time difference with BC. So in my head, logically, it only made sense to do the same.
You know, I'm in favor of it, Tony. I'm in favor of it because the Huns use it, and we can't let them outproduce us at the weapon factories, my friend. So we must use the daylight savings time to get an advantage over those bastards.
Good propaganda. I love it.
You know what?
Thanks. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Adriel did write in, how will this affect hunting? And I did the math on it.
It won't.
Technically, well, it will. Technically,
no, it won't, because it's sunrise to sunset.
Sunrise to sunset. Who gives
midnight?
Exactly.
When that is.
That's from the surface of it. But when you think about it, it actually does make a difference. for hunting, you usually have to wake up early because the daylight saving time changed. So now you, technically speaking, get to sleep a little bit more because your clock and the animal's clock is more in sync.
You're
That's
an idiot, Tony.
yeah. I concur with Dave. Moving on.
Yes.
Moving
Moving
on.
on.
Arm.
Armchar Canada is becoming the exclusive Canadian distributor for Grey Birch products.
Oh,
So that's pretty interesting. They have
Okay,
some-
so Grey Birch, I really want my charging handle that I've been asking you for the past year. Can I get that there? Just saying. If you're listening, thank you.
I thought they could direct ship before.
Why don't you just
I might
email
be wrong.
Armchair?
Direct, I've
and ask
already
them?
direct
Yeah.
ship. I got my I got my bolts, the one with the proprietary charging handle, the one that they didn't include in there. Yeah.
Email
Anyways,
Armchair and ask them, Kelly.
I
See what
will.
they say. Yeah. Maybe they can help.
Move on.
moving on.
This is actually a Grey Birch that I shot at Appleseed as well.
It's
So
very much like
little-
mine.
They're
The
Yeah.
one
pretty.
that I can't actually shoot because I
Oh,
don't have a
look.
fucking charging handle. Yes,
Look at
that's
this.
the one.
Look at that. Look at what my gun does. Whee!
Oh, you're just being mean
You
now.
could just stick your finger in there and charge it. I swear you can do that
Tony!
because I've done it before.
All right. We had some actual.
All
There's,
right.
there's some real news. Yeah, somebody want to open
Yeah.
this one up?
Well, we're going to new guns. Oh, so
No.
No, we
Which
had
one?
another
Oh,
piece of
no.
That's not the one. That's not the
People
one.
quit trying to steal lead host.
Let Kyle drive.
Oh, Kyle, you're the lead host. I'm sorry
Yes.
for you.
Callus.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Kelly's like, why am I
So-
here?
sorry,
Somebody's
doing
got pulled
Susha
up.
is hard.
So apparently 2024 had the largest decrease in crimes with a firearm in 10 years, according to StatsCan. So
What
Yeah.
was the
I don't know.
decrease?
4.2%. It was 36 firearms related violent crimes per 100,000 in 2024. In 2023, it was 37.6. It's really not much of a difference.
Wow.
They do note that it was, however, 44% higher than it was when a certain government took over. I
Right.
can't think of who that was. Something liberal related, where it stood at 25. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 29% of firearms related violent crime was attributable to gangs or organized crime involving a firearm. The largest decline was in census metropolitan areas, so big cities in Alberta and British Columbia. So a large decline.
Oh,
And it all
that's not going to
contributed
hold.
to the decline at the national level.
Get ready for that to go back up this year. Oh
Right?
my God.
The biggest decreases were Prince Edward Island, 46% decrease, BC, 24%, and Alberta, 14%. It was up 12% in Toronto. It was also the highest rate of firearms-related violent crime, 44.8 per 100,000 in 15 years. Newfoundland, Labrador went up 31%, Ontario went up 6%, Quebec went up 0.8%. So it's pretty much BC and Alberta caused the decline.
Yeah, right. Well, it's because everybody's moving out of BC. And don't worry, those numbers are coming right back up. With every other day, there's a shooting here now. So,
I've heard that.
yeah.
Rate of firearms violence was Stats Canada knows still much higher than it was 10 years. It
Interesting.
was in the rural north 167% higher, 85% higher in the rural south, and 79% higher in the territories.
So, even though it's decreased slightly and very slightly, it's still incredibly high in comparison to where we were, say, 11 years ago.
Before the
With
stuff
the-
got banned.
Yeah, before all of the bans and the government that knew better than us. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a feeling that somewhere some liberal minister is looking at this and going, we need to get a presser out that says, look at our stuff being successful.
Yep. Absolutely.
They did note that 49% of all shooting homicides decreased 5.6%. But I'm always a little leery when they say shooting homicides decreased because maybe paramedics got SAM tourniquets.
I was going to say, like, that just because the homicides decreased doesn't mean the shootings decreased. It just means our EMTs are getting better at keeping people alive.
Or the bad guys are getting to be worse shot, so they're not getting center mass hits.
If you see any of the videos, they're not very good.
No, they're not. Ambulances responding more quickly. Like, there could be a lot of reasons for homicides decreasing other than people trying it.
Yep.
They did also note that 49% of firearms-related violent crimes in Canada involved a handgun, basically banned in 2022. I don't know. Even though the rate of handgun-related violent crime fell, the peak was 2022 for firearms crime, apparently. And here's a shocking stat for all of our listeners at home. In 2024, 58% of people accused of a firearms-related violent crime were identified by police as the accused in at least one previous violent crime involving a firearm or not that had occurred between 2018 and 2024.
No way.
I just have a question, Dave. Or even Kelly, you'd know too, because you tend to interact with some of these folks on a professional level.
Correct.
My understanding in the Canadian context is that if you are involved in any kind of physical violence, the very first thing that happens, you correct me if I'm wrong, is a firearms ban, often a lifetime firearms ban.
Not always a lifetime, but yeah.
Not always a lifetime, but a minimum of 5. I think it's usually a 10-year ban now. But
yes,
now what I'm reading here from our own government statistics is that 60% of the firearm violence has been conducted by people who would, in theory, not be able to lawfully possess a firearm, and has happened 2 years after the handgun ban that we were told was going. Could someone explain how that is even possible?
Because criminals don't obey the law. That's why.
Really?
Hence
Yeah.
the
You
designation.
don't say.
Oh yeah. I read a
somebody
lot.
Hard to
I read
believe.
I read a lot of crime profiles, and most of them have firearms ban. And guess what they were convicted of?
Kelly, I've got it
Using a
on
firearm.
I've
Go
got
ahead.
it on good authority, though, that the handgun ban, the thing that's stopping you or I from buying more guns for the sake of competition and things, was all to prevent this. Are you saying that is, in fact, not helping?
That is correct.
Someone should really alert the government. I bet you they'd be really interested in that.
The federal government doesn't care. My MP I've asked him if he would like to speak about it, and maybe from people who actually have interacted with offenders who use those firearms and are repeat offenders, and why and where they get the guns from, and he doesn't care.
That's interesting.
That's too
Interesting.
bad. Yeah.
Darn.
So anyway,
All right.
all information we knew, and the fact that they say, "Oh, it's downward." It's 4%. Next year it could be up 5%. You got to look at long-term trends with this stuff.
If BC is half responsible for the decline, I promise you, based on just the year so far, we're going up, baby. We're gonna set some new record numbers this year.
I appreciate the Lower East Side Gun Club has ranges at every corner. Good for them. It's hard to get approvals for these things.
Dave, it's not even the East Side anymore. I mean, basically all of Surrey has turned into a gun range, and Burnaby, like parts of this nice city, have as well. Unofficial gun range, but gun range nonetheless.
Wow.
Yeah. Anywho.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into new gun stuff. Apparently, country is practically sold out of 25-round TM22 MIGs.
That is correct. I think Adriel probably snagged the last of them. RDSC doesn't give a very accurate delivery estimate, so 46 week is probably
6 weeks
only.
we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you are going into a TM22 as the shooting season starts, you might want to be on the lookout and get ready to spring on them as they come into country.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tony, what I'm hearing from you is Adriel bought the last of them.
Adriel bought like a
From
box.
a different store. He needed a
Okay.
few, his buddy needed a few. So
Okay.
So he took like a scan.
He might have.
So what I'm also hearing from you is if anybody needs them to go and talk to Adriel, correct?
Send him an email.
Sure, slamfireradio@gmail.com.
Say hello to everybody at the Red Deer Shooting Center. But these are out.
These are out.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, I didn't give them a visit on my way back down to Calgary.
pretty cool
Darn.
place.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
Nice
awesome
store.
dudes. That's all the stuff I've got on my Ruger American came from them because I was looking up assorted stuff and I'm like, who has any of these things? I'm just like, Red Deer has all of it, all of the stuff. It's awesome.
Alberta's awesome.
Alberta is awesome.
On a separate note, the competitor, the 597 magazines are back in stock at the Calgary Shooting Center. I think I added like 30 of them into my cart and that worked. So I don't know how many is left now, but yeah, those worked in my gun. Adriel's didn't work for some reason. There's one that's like snagging on a follower. I took all his stock. I'm going to try to shoot them in my gun and see if that works for me or not. But yeah, mixed review on the Pro Mags right now. They're not easy to disassemble, which is kind of their main flaw in my opinion. For $31
a magazine.
I haven't heard much good about Pro Mag, period.
True. That is true. But here's the thing. You can't really find Remington 597 magazines.
No, I've been
anywhere.
trying.
They're only like just the old stock, I guess.
Yeah. Do you like them? You said yours work, but
for
Adriel's
me
doesn't.
Was an SBI ST22 receiver, a Ruger standard bolt, a SBI magazine adapter, and Pro Mags from CSC. It does work.
Okay.
And you have to be running, well, for me, you have to be running Federal Auto Match. Again, for 22, every type of bullet is lubricated a little bit differently, so that does affect performance. For me, Auto Match has worked pretty good for both spring to summer conditions. Winters is more iffy. Go on to more Calgary Shooting Center. They have the high-end K31 rifles in stock. Yeah, they have like all matching. If you want a refurb, if you want like one was a little bit of ding, but still everything matching, or like completely pristine gun from around $1,200 to $1,600. Manufacturer 1987 to 1988. Oh, there's one that's special, $3,200. Holy cows!
75th anniversary edition. So
that's pretty cool. All right. We see 44 lumber guns on sale. Henry Big Boy X model, so more of the utilitarian modern style for $13.99 at Bass Pro. I think today only, though. Maybe not. From $1,760. That's
use
a good
our
deal
link
for
on the website.
Yep.
Yep.
44 mag. If you are shopping at Bass Pro, please go to slamfireradio.com and you will be able to find our affiliate link on the side. It'll give us a few dollars without costing you anything. And don't forget, you can also do in-store pickup for cheaper things. Last week, Vortex announced the Veil 400 thermal monocular for $2,300 US.
Huh.
So sexy.
Oh,
It's pretty interesting.
Pricey.
That's, well, as an electronic product, they're going to cover it for life, so I am not going to complain about it too much.
Fair.
I don't really know. Oh, again, Terry Bryan did approve. Well, you have to request it, but she can approve night hunting for coyote if there is a big enough problem.
Ooh.
Just saying. You can't shoot suppressors though, unfortunately.
What?
So
Oh.
you can't have the big
What?
trio of hogs, thermals, and suppressors. But
Question.
well,
Is the only thing stopping that just unavailability of suppressors, or is it like you're not allowed even if you could theoretically have a suppressor?
you'll have to ask Dr. Terry
I
Bryan
bet you
about
Terry
that.
would say go for it.
It's like,
I've never
No.
seen anything saying you can't use a suppressor if you can own it. It's just they're prohibs, so you can't own them.
Right.
Except you.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I guess.
Interesting.
Updates on the brigade,
And it's banned.
the Mikasa. So far, no, everyone's asking about it. There's pre-sale in most major retailers.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, good
Gravel
lord.
or Gravel
Yeah.
out of Quebec is
Gravel.
taking
Yeah.
them in. The big question, as
I'm
Adriel
wondering
put it,
I'm wondering if anybody's buying them. Like
was
seriously.
So
was
wait,
staying non-restricted or not?
Well, everybody is gun shy right now. Literally.
Yeah.
well, I'm just
right.
seeing something here. I just want to touch on. You said Gravel is actually importing them.
That's I think RDSC broke the news first, and they said Gravel is doing it.
So what I see up on the screen right now is I Run Guns. So or is I Run Guns going to mess up another thing by trying to skirt around distributors?
This
Christ.
this is such a macro post. I don't believe it's the
Oh yeah, that's from 23.
problem.
Okay.
I also like, so it's a hybrid of an AR and an FAL.
It doesn't look like a FAL, but it's what it
Yeah,
is.
It
It's,
kind of, but it's a combination of two
So
prohibited firearms
prohibited firearms.
together.
Guess what?
But it's
It-
approved. It's got an FRT,
That's true.
non-restricted.
Well,
No,
that's the thing. I
Until
still
Natalie finds out about it,
Dave,
till
and then she
this-
says, "I am not a pop can. That must be destroyed."
Okay, let me answer Dave's question first. Till this day, there's no update on the FRT. It still remains on the April 6th version, where if I search for this particular FRT number through, I think it's up to like a gig worth of PDF now, I can't find it.
Mhm.
Straight up, I can't find it. Like
That's
usually
happened
we
before
use
as well.
Armalytics,
They've issued one and they retracted it almost immediately.
which
so-
is fair, but that news broke after the 6th. So maybe there was holding the FRT. That I don't know. I don't have a business FRT access, so I can't see that.
All right, if this makes it through the summer, I'll buy it in the fall.
It depends on who you ask. RDSC, for example, I don't believe they will give you a refund if the gun makes it into country. I heard some retailers will do refunds if they ban it before it's delivered. Everything is kind of up in the air right now. There's also the VSS that's kind of out there.
yeah,
Yep.
I
For
would
now.
not. I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole if they're doing pre-orders. I'm just saying.
No, I want the guns in country. I'd like to have seen people shoot matches with them, and I'd like to see Natalie set her hair on fire at least twice on its existence. You know, at least one more like total just crash out publicly. And then if it's still allowed to exist, I'm interested.
Mhm.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Or at least in a store, so you can just go in, give them cash, and go away with it.
Well,
Yeah.
that too. I don't want to buy it from a store. I'll buy it secondhand from somebody who decided it's too heavy or something.
Estimated delivery 3+ months. RDSC, you've exceeded your standard 4 to 6 weeks.
Estimated, yeah. That's a great estimated delivery. 3 to never months.
They
Yeah.
said if they made it into country, they will be delivered.
If that's a great if. Yeah, if they make it into the country, we can talk about you getting some money.
I'm pretty sure if they don't make, they will give you store credit only.
Store
though.
credit. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
gotta-
just what I want. $2,400 in store credit.
Get an MRA instead. I don't know.
Anyway, what else we got, Tony?
We're
Let's
giving
go-
Tony such a hard time tonight. Sorry.
No,
Tony.
I look
because I'm
I
the streamer. There's the Tessero. They're building some in-house firearms, 457s. I'm not sure if
I'm
maybe
feeling
it's
like
more economical
Trevor
because they're not
tonight.
giving you both stocks. They have 457 Varmint MTRs, which is really a popular at the time production rifle. I think everything is based on cost now instead of like chambers and whatever. MTR in a MDT Gen 2 ACC chassis, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, they have a few options. Mostly was MDT chassis, XRS chassis, more of like a hunting style instead of a full aluminum chassis. Yeah, so go check them out. And I don't know who added this, probably Drill. I think Profit River got a shipment of Starline brass. Generally speaking, they have pretty good prices on it. Two other shops I would cross shop is Budget Shooter Supplies and Rusty Wood. So depend on the caliber, especially if it's kind of weird, like 450 Bushmaster, for example. You want to just check.
Valkyrie.
Sure, you would just want to check which is the most high value proposition purchase you can
7.6
get.
French. Interesting. It's got some weird ones in there. 30
Wow.
carbine, 30 Luger,
308
32
match
H&R
with,
mag,
small rifle primers. That's pretty interesting
32
too.
Smith & Wesson. Yeah, they got some really interesting cartridges in there. 327 Federal, 32 Winchester, 348 Winchester. Yeah, 38 Long Colt. Damn.
I'm pretty sure you could special order the entire Starline catalog at any of the distributors in Canada because they're not firearms. So if you really had a need for it, maybe.
3855. Cool.
All right.
Oh,
Hit us with the next one.
You got one more.
Yeah.
You muted yourself, Tony.
sorry, I'm trying to stream. I don't know if I had it in the contained thing. It won't let me. Maybe.
Oh, are you streaming on a different platform? What are you streaming
Yeah,
on?
no,
Share.
I had a different share open, so it might not let me do it. Let me see.
Do you need someone else to open it?
I got it.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. So, Ken out of P3 Shooting Specialties have announced the news that his business, P3 Shooting Specialties, will be able to lend out firearms as a business.
Cool.
God, what
So-
a ridiculous country.
Yep.
So
right.
this would be pretty interesting. And he, in one of the comments, he mentioned there's like 4 other businesses doing it in Alberta. So I'm not sure if this is an Alberta first thing. And he also mentioned to have something to do with CFO approval. So it is possible it is so far only Alberta.
I have feelings
Dang.
about this, and they're not as good as perhaps you'd think they are.
Let's hear it.
My issue with this, and actually, I got offered to potentially. I had a friend that inquired about wanting to do this with my business. My issue with this is that we will set a precedent whereby new shooters. Natalie has all the argument to make that we do not need to privately possess our own firearms because there is still ways for them to be acquired temporarily and with more scrutiny. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is a stupid country. This is stupid rules. This is a stupid workaround. I'm glad that these people are doing this to try and grow and encourage the growth of the sport. And it will hopefully still motivate that desire for change 2 or 3 years down the road. God help us, we're stuck waiting that long. But I do not like the precedent that it sets. Not at all.
Yes, but if it gets more people shooting handguns and interested in shooting handguns and going, why the hell can I borrow it, but I can't own one?
Yes, yes, I do.
Maybe we'll get more pressure that way. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen how handguns have been mistreated by governments in some of our neighboring, westernized countries. Not the United States, obviously, but you look at the ridiculousness by which they are controlled elsewhere. And
well, this is neighboring Canada.
No, neighboring on a ideological global level. Our geopolitical neighbors, Dave.
Canada
we really
is a
only
European
have
country.
the one.
So did somebody parked Catalina offshore and I didn't notice?
No, but like if you look at the
That'd be
UK,
nice.
Wait,
the
are
only
we not
handguns you
bordering
can get-
Denmark now? I thought we were.
Okay, so here's the deal. We're already lending handguns currently right now.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, Tony wants to borrow a handgun from somebody, right? He can.
Yep.
Adriel can lend him a handgun. Dustin can lend us a handgun as long as we possess the same license. We can do it. He's just doing it as a business. You can go into a range and you can
borrow a handgun.
So guess what? We're already doing it.
So this is good from one standpoint in that he can now import new handguns. So if you want a Shadow 3 when it comes out or something, then you'll be able to.
Some people already asked.
Oh, dude.
The TS3 anyway.
Yeah.
So
but it is lame.
If you are interested in supporting P3, their motto is primers, powder, projectiles, and if you are looking for modifying gun parts, for example, IPSC stuff and or reloading supplies, check them out at p3shooting.ca. And Ken also mentioned Iron Gun. They do have a Prodigy in store in the States.
It's a nice gun. I have a friend
they
that has one.
do have the TRP not in store, but it is an option. Just saying.
Ken, Tony, get him to bring one in. He can loan it to you.
I can already feel my hand hurting just like it was at SHA Show.
Yeah.
I can feel it anyway.
Give me a few more months, Tony, and I'll bring it in for you. Yeah. Yeah, once my business storage is set up, I'm definitely getting more handguns. There's like a 0% chance I missed the opportunity to do that. I need a hand cannon badly.
You need a Magnum Research BFR.
No, you know what I actually need? I spent my last weekend playing Resident Evil 9, and they have this Russian 50 caliber revolver that they call the Requiem. It's actually like the DDSH 9 something. It's a 5-round 50 caliber revolver, and it is
what cartridge?
Beautiful. Some stupid Russian cartridge that just doesn't exist.
You can't reload for it.
It's named after a country that no longer exists.
So here's the thing. My got a good friend who I work with who's the gunsmith, and he's actually one of the armorers on our show, but he's a mad genius gunsmith. There's some things he's going to help me do this summer to one of my SKSs that I'm very excited about. But nonetheless,
don't talk about it on the show, please.
No, I won't. until after it's done. But he can make guns, and hopefully I'll be able to convince him to make me a version of this revolver. He seems fairly confident. It's an underbarrel too, so it's like it shoots from the bottom of the chamber.
Oh,
it's
like
super
a rhino.
cool. Yeah, it's got that rhino feel to it. It's great. Yeah.
Didn't you?
Cool.
Yeah, remember when you were going to buy one of those?
Yeah, you don't.
What?
I've not forgiven myself yet for that, Kelly.
Do you remember when you should have run? You should have ran and did it immediately.
It was literally weeks after I had that gun in my hand, and I waffled, and I was like, I'll get it like in a couple of paychecks. And nope, not anymore. Yeah, that Nebula would have been mine. I wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
So, Dustin, remember how you felt in that moment, and then tell everyone you know about how horrible that felt.
It was unacceptable.
Right?
So painful to have this most beautiful piece of art, super cool, unique, strange gun that really screams me. Tell me that the Rhino Nebula doesn't look like the kind of gun that I would own.
That's why I said you need to have it. I've shot it. It was quite lovely.
If you're an anime character, that would be what I would see you carrying. Yes,
dude.
Yes.
I like a a purpose-built external drop leg holster. Yeah, just let's go. I can imagine it. Trust me. That when I do get stateside, when I'm down in Arizona, that will be one of my open carry guns. God help me. Yep. Anyway, rant done.
Are we all moving to Arizona? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, we are
We're
all
doing
moving to Arizona.
Okay.
I can support that.
Cool.
Let's do it.
Weather's
Well,
nice.
let's get on. Yeah, year round.
Creatures will kill you, all of them, but that's okay. That's why I have guns.
That's what we got. Guys.
Let's get into listener feedback. I'm just gonna fire through these because we did have an email, well, a couple emails, but Eddie emailed about the 320, which we already covered. Then he said, "Hey, I think we recognize this guy. It's great to see mainstream media finally put out a serious segment on gun control, and they allow comments on the video." So, to Adriel's couple
Adriel's
appearances
video.
on news. And then going to YouTube, we got a few comments here from Short Stroke Armory. It's Motiek that has the one-off non-restricted L85 clone. Wasn't the IWI Carmel awaiting classification too? I
guess
highly doubt that we'll get the Carmel.
We have to wait and
Yeah,
see.
no way that becomes legal. No.
Yeah.
That was born as a military arm, so
Yeah.
Well, no, it's based off an AK. You're not gonna.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
It was an AKAR baby that is never coming to Canada.
From Jason Z, Taipan even Evo Scout coming out soon. AR-15 stock and grip.
I guess it's growing more towards an AR. It's easier parts interchangeability though, so
Yeah, but that gets challenging because of CBSA being CBSA, and if it's got any relation to AR-15, it can be a struggle to get it into the country. Like
that is
Korth was having issues getting AR-15 barrels into the country.
Yep.
Back when they was first banned.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
There's reasons.
Yeah, because AR-15, it's in the name. Well, but other guns take it. Eddie's got a number of comments here. Tony, you didn't stop at the donut mill? It's a tradition when visiting others, particularly when they're hosting you, to come bearing gifts. Also, are you...
Well, let me respond to the first part. Donut mill is on the other side. First, I'm surprised you know about the donut mill. Second, it's on the other side of the highway. Third, I had to work the afternoon, so that means it will be really stale when I get there.
What do you mean the other side of the highway?
It will be on the southbound side. So
there's an overpass that goes there.
I was gonna say, do they not make overpasses?
And then I think you pretty much answered this in your what you did in guns, but are you getting a 50 cal muzzleloader or maybe a 50 cal breech loader? Federal's Fire Stick have been out for a while now. It won the NRA Golden Bullseye Award in 2021.
The Fire Stick is a very interesting idea. It's very much gaming the system. And I have a 50 cal muzzleloader now.
Cool.
Another comment from Eddie Adriel, 4570 government. The only government worth a damn. My Jericho is single action only. I believe that made for a nicer trigger. The other ones I tried had lots of creep or was a rolling style trigger.
It's just very heavy. I haven't encountered one that's really nice.
Well, you can be wrong. And that Jericho that was at SHOT Show had an excellent trigger. That's a big...
I was too busy touching all the 1911s, man. There's too many of them.
Stop touching the 1911s.
Breaking all the 1911s.
Kind of creepy.
Literally,
that too.
You broke so many 1911s.
Broke it. The Springfield passed the Tony test. It was great.
As in, it was a 1911.
And it didn't break after I racked it and shot it. So I fired
all the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. One emerged as the success, as the victor.
Kyle, maybe you were thinking about recurve bows when talking about arrows less than 200 feet per second. That's possible.
It was a crossbow, I think.
Well, no, we were talking about a crossbow, but I was.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, maybe I don't know what I was thinking. It has been a long time since I cronied an arrow, and yeah, I'll go with that. I was thinking recurves.
That would be a hunting disaster. Jesus.
No, it wouldn't. Get closer. The people shooting with longbows, recurves. What makes it a hunting disaster?
No, I'm saying the whole crossbow thing, because crossbow bolts are lighter than arrows, aren't they?
I actually don't know.
No.
I thought that they are anyway.
Actually,
No.
it would make sense for them to be heavier with the poundage that you're.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And be
Really?
not flying
Okay.
apart midair, which is very important
Yeah.
when you fire a crossbow.
Correct.
potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have been killing animals with bows and crossbows for like 1,000 years. Well,
And when it
tens
comes
of
down to
thousands
it,
of years,
unless you're
actually.
disabled, if you're shooting with a crossbow, pick up a rifle.
Or
Well, it
you could,
depends on which
depends-
team you're in.
Unless you have a crossbow season.
I'm going to say, yeah, right? So you have to have a season. Oh, that's one of the things I did this week. I did it down in Michigan. I got my deer tag and I submitted for my doe tag. And right.
Yeah.
So in Ontario, we have a really long season, but we have a really short rifle season. It's only 2 weeks. So you got muzzleloader, you got crossbow season. So yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Yes.
Last comment from Eddie, and then there's a few other ones here. I hope everyone is getting their CCFR donations in for the It's Raining Guns contest. Draw date coming soon on May 1st. I just got a bunch more
Yes.
entries.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
that is
gotta-
a great reminder to,
good reminder.
you
Can't do
got
that.
a week left to
Mhm.
enter in
Get
for that
after it.
draw.
Yeah,
Every
I encourage everybody.
$20 you get one
Oh.
entry.
I encourage everybody to continue to donate, and it's okay that I'm going to win all of the guns.
No, you're only going to be able to win one. So what? Okay.
One per entry.
One.
But what if it was one Dustin with 6 guns?
Could have been 6 different Dustin.
What if it's a
One
6
gun
different
each.
spelling of Dustin? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, go donate money. It's an awesome contest. You might win a gun,
Yeah.
and you're supporting an excellent cause.
Correct.
Do the thing.
Exactly. Yep. Gustavo says, "Who makes better refrigerators, Bosch or Whirlpool?"
I don't know how you got to this conversation, Gustavo.
Why are
He was a guest on the show.
Were you guys talking about a refrigerator with the antlers and everything?
I don't
Okay.
recall.
Is Andrew
Antler.
reviewing refrigerators now? Is he the refrigerator guy?
Why are we?
Could
Why are we
be.
talking?
Yeah.
Why
Next.
are we talking?
moving on?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock at night. Next.
Yeah. Then from Jeff Locke, Kelly, Jim and I met you at the Appleseed shoot in Battle Creek this past weekend.
Oh.
Thanks
Oh.
again for the coffee.
Jeff and Jim, they were hilarious. Yeah, they were pretty hilarious. They love shooting each other's targets. It was great.
Oh, so
But
much
you know
crossfire.
what?
Crossfire.
Jeff and Jim, you guys were troopers. And thank you also. They were both service members, retired service members, veterans. So thank you for that. And hilarious. They truly were. The other thing was that I felt horrible because I did coffee runs both days. And I forgot one of their coffees. So they split it. They were like a freaking pack. They were hilarious. Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Kelly. Bringing us coffee.
I am
It's
going to
cold and raining and miserable.
I am going to say it was cold and miserable and raining, and those coffees and mochas and everything else that I brought. It helped. It helped
Helped a
raise the
lot. Thank you.
spirits. I think that's truly what I was meant to do in Michigan, was do coffee runs.
And our last comment is on the PSA Saber Lancet, and it's from David Rathan. We will never see it. LOL.
That's
Yep.
what I expect anyway.
So yeah, that is it for our listener feedback. Well, Derek is on here saying that Dave needs some CCFR stickers for the safes.
Yeah, he does.
I've seen.
You got a bunch. You got some on there.
Do yeah, I do. I've actually got. It's right around. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Here,
It's
so
there.
All the
I'm
directions,
backwards.
yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have CCFR stickers. Yes, they're just on the side of my safe.
All right. Well,
All right.
if you're online shopping at Bass Pro or Brownells, head to our website first. We got some links on there, so you'll help the show out that way. Also, thank you to our supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to support the show, you can go to Patreon and sign up there, and it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you'd like to email the show, you can send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com, and we will read it live on the air. Shout outs, recommendations. Who's got something?
Thanks to everyone who was at the Appleseed this weekend and the staff, especially
Appleseed, Appleseed?
Appleseed. Mapleseed South.
We knew where he was going. Yeah.
Yeah, Mapleseed South. So, MI Copperhead, thanks for running a great event. It was awesome. No Lambo Pirate, Molar Man, Stacy Autumn, Be Free, and of course Kelly.
Yay!
You people are awesome, and kept props to Kelly for picking me up in Toronto and going down together and back. It was good company, makes for super short trips. It was awesome.
Yeah. True story. I was going to say the exact same thing. So thanks to everybody who was attended the event and everybody who worked the event, because they worked their butts off. But also thank you to Bill and Stacy for hosting us. Thanks to Gallon for flying in, and also to Tim and Kristen for flying over from Missouri. And Dave, thanks for the great company on the way down and up.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So that's my shout outs.
I want to shout out Dave because I'm still using my Mantis target for my handgun practice. So thank you.
Oh, I want that back one day.
One day.
When you're done with it.
When I'm done with it.
Yeah, when you're done with it, I want that back.
It's actually helping.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, which is hence the shout out.
Yeah, sweet.
I'll give a shout out to listener Thomas, who invited me and Adriel over to his acreage, first time visiting. And we had a fireside, big old fire and chat very late into Friday before I have to drive back to Calgary. It was great. And I'll give recommendations to 2 YouTube channels here. I Love Muzzleloading and Everything Black Powder. They're doing pretty interesting muzzleloading. It's very much a different world, and I'm very much not in the world. And they put out some great beginner stuff for people like me to jump into it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks for everyone who came out to the match on the weekend and helping set up and everything. Another shout out to Trevor for covering for when I haven't been there, because that's probably over half the time that I'm not able to be there. So shout out to all those guys. With that, we are going to sign off. So go join our Discord server. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Join the CCFR, and we'll see everyone next week. Thanks.
We'll see all in Cambridge on Friday.
Yeah.
Good night,
please,
Adriel.
Night, everyone.
Night, Adriel.
Good night, Kelly.